everybody. So in this video, we're going to be talking about multi-step inequalities. So here they want us to solve, graph, and write the solution to each inequality in interval notation. So here with inequalities, you really want to solve this kind of the same way you would an equation. So we do want all the variables on one side and all the numbers on the left. So let's go ahead and try to work with that. Here, what I'm going to do is go ahead and distribute so I can combine like terms with this negative 3x. So I have negative 3 times x. This gives me negative 3x. Negative 3 times 2, that's negative 6. I'm going to bring down this negative 3x less than 2x plus 18. All right? Now what I'll do is I'll combine like terms. So I have negative 3x and this negative 3x. So this is negative 6x minus 6 is less than 2x plus 18. Now what I'll do is I'll take this 2x and bring it over here, and I'll also add this 6 to the 18. So here I'm going to write this out as subtracting 2x and adding the 6. So here we're going to get negative 8x is less than 24, and I'm going to have to divide each side by negative 8. Now here's one thing we cannot forget with inequalities. Anytime we divide by a negative number, the inequality changes direction. So this is now going to be x is greater than negative 3. So that's going to be our solution. Now over here they want us to graph this inequality. So I'm just going to write down negative 3 right here, and now I have to figure out which way to draw my line. So I need to think about this inequality. One thing about an inequality that's different than an inequality has lots of answers. So we're kind of accustomed to inequalities from childhood stories and games and riddles. So if I said pick a number between 1 and 10, that's an inequality. If I said think of a number that's larger than 12, that's an inequality because there are lots of numbers you can think of. This is kind of the same thing as think of a number that's larger than negative 3. So if this is negative 3 on a number line, which numbers are larger than negative 3? What's all the numbers over here to the right? So I know that my arrow is going to go to the right, but I have options. I have a closed circle or an open circle. Well, a closed circle means that I can pick this number. So come back right here. We said think of a number that's larger, or think of a number that's greater than negative 3. Could I pick negative 3? Well, no. So I need an open circle, because the open circle means that you cannot pick the number in the inequality. So here, now what I'm going to do is I am going to have my circle and draw my line showing that I can't pick negative 3. This is saying all values larger than negative 3. Now, when they want it in interval notation, anytime it's an open circle, we're going to notate that with a parenthesis. So here this is negative 3, and it's any number larger than negative 3. So that's going to go all the way to infinity. All right, let's do another example. So here, same type of problem. So we are going to start by distributing this negative 3 to the x and to the 6 so that we can combine like terms. So this is going to give me 5x minus 3x minus 18 is greater than or equal to 8. Now this negative goes to the x and the negative 7. So minus x plus 7. And what I'll do is I'll begin combining like terms. So I have 5x minus 3x. This gives me 2x minus 18 is greater than or equal to, I have 8 plus 7. So this is negative x plus 15. And now what we'll do what we did in our last example. We're going to take our x's, move them over here, and take our numbers, move them over here. So I will add an x to both sides, and I will add 18 to both sides. So here we're getting 3x is greater than or equal to 15, and 18 is going to give us 33. So here x is greater than or equal to 11. So you can think about this. When I say x is greater than or equal to 11, think of that like a childhood riddle. If I said pick a number that's 11 or larger. So here I can pick 11. So I'm going to use my closed circle here. And we're going to notate that as 11, and these are all values larger than 11. So this is going to be any value that's larger than 11. Because on a number line, you know, this would be 12, 13, 14. This would be 10, 9, and 8. So all the values that are larger than 11 are to the right of 11 on a number line. So in interval notation, if you can pick the number, it has a closed circle, we use a bracket. So a bracket means you can, a parenthesis means you cannot. So I can pick 11, and I'm going to pick any number larger than 11. And we always use a parenthesis with infinity because you cannot include infinity, because infinity is not a number, it's a concept. You can never get there, right? So we're going to use a parenthetical for that one. Here's our last example with multi-step inequalities. Go ahead and pause the video and you try this one on your own, and then you can check your work with mine. So here we're going to distribute the negative. So that gives us negative 3x minus 3 minus 2x is greater than negative 4x plus 8 minus 2. So remember, that negative 4 had to go to the x and to the negative 2. So a negative times a negative, that's what gave me the positive 8. Now we'll combine like terms. So I have negative 3 and I have negative 2. That's negative 5x minus 3 is greater than 8 minus 2 is 6. So this is now negative 4x plus 6. So here we can add 4x, I'll add 3, and I'll add 3. So I have negative x is greater than 9. Now, we still have to, we want x by itself. This x has a negative, so we're going to divide by negative 1. We cannot forget, anytime you divide by a negative value, the inequality changes direction. So right now, you see how the mouth is kind of eating the x. When I divide by negative 1, it must change direction. So now we're saying pick a number that is smaller than or less than negative 9. So here, there's negative 9. I cannot pick negative 9, so I have to use my open circle. And because I want all values less than negative 9, my arrow will point to the left. Now, interval notation. Interval notation, remember, you're reading the number line. So here, I'm coming from negative infinity and I'm stopping at negative 9. So we cannot use brackets with infinity because we can't count to it, and we cannot include negative 9 because of the open circle. So I use parentheticals for both. All right, that's going to be all for this example. I hope that you found it helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and we'll see you all in the next video.